Ladies and gentlemen, a very good evening and thank you for tuning in to a brand new episode of The Nation Wants to Know. I'm Deepti Sachdeva. You remember saffron terror, saffron terrorists? To the fact today that Yogi Adityanath, ladies and gentlemen, has become target number one. He's the number one target of the entire opposition. The charge is being led by Mallikarjun Kharge. If you look at Yogi Adityanath, he is in a saffron robe. And even that saffron robe today has been questioned. Can you believe that? He's been called names. Yogi Adityanath has been called an Atankvadi, a terrorist. And like I said, don't forget what happened during the UP era. Saffron terror, saffron terrorist. Does Yogi Adityanath look like a terrorist to you? Because Mallikarjun Kharge says yes. He talks like an Atankvadi. He looks like an Atankvadi. Akhilesh Yadav, not very long ago, also had a problem with the Gerua vast that he wears. He said, mafia. He called Yogi Adityanath mafia. So what is it about saffron that just antagonizes the entire India alliance? What is it about saffron that you have the entire India alliance today spooked? Is it that one particular slogan, that one particular war cry raised by Yogi Adityanath where he said, Batenge to Katenge, ek rahenge to nek rahenge? Is it that slogan now, that war cry that has spooked the entire alliance, that has now called Yogi Adityanath an Atankvadi? Think of this. Before we move ahead, I want you to spend a little moment, just about a few seconds, to listen in to what we've heard from Mallikarjun Kharge. He, remember, is the Congress president. And this is not even an insult. Many would say that this is again attacking our faith. The same party that had a problem with saffron, so they coined a term called quote-unquote saffron terror, that turned out to be a hoax, today says Yogi Adityanath looks like an Atankvadi.
मैं कह रहा हूं उनको, बीजेपी को, या तो सफेद कपड़े डालो, या तो सन्यासी कपड़े डालते हो, गेरुआ डालते हो, पॉलिटिक्स से बाहर हो जाओ। जो साधु संत होता है वो सबके लिए होता है, बाटो काटो में क्यों जा रहे हैं? हाँ? जो लोगों को बोलते हैं बटेंगे तो कटेंगे, ये साधु का काम है, नाथ पंथ का काम है। अरे ये काम कोई टेररिस्ट बोल सकता है, आप नहीं बोल सकते।
So Mallikarjun Kharge there saying कि योगी आदित्यनाथ तो आतंकवादी दिखते हैं, आतंकवादी की तरह बात करते हैं. Not a single word of condemnation, ladies and gentlemen, that has come in from any of the India Alliance partners. Yogi Adityanath is an Atanki. He's an Atankvadi for them. Let's say good evening to our panel of guests joining us. We have Shantanu Gupta, noted author, with us. IP Singh Saab, who represents the Samajwadi Party. Chandrasekhar Jha ji represents the Shiv Sena UBT faction. Also, we are looking at Tom Barakkan, who's the BJP's national spokesperson, waiting also for Sanjay Jha to join us in just a moment. But Singh Saab, let's begin by asking you, क्योंकि शुरुआत तो अखिलेश यादव ने ही की थी ना, माफिया, मठाधीश, क्या-क्या नहीं कहा था, आज आप आतंकवादी कह रहे हैं। मतलब एक सैफरन रोब से, गेरुए रोब से आपको इतनी दिक्कत आ गई है सर कि सैफरन टेरर करते करते अब आप योगी आदित्यनाथ को, जो एक मुख्यमंत्री, आप आतंकवादी कह रहे हैं।
आपको जितना बोलना बोल लीजिए, लेकिन जब हम बोलेंगे तो सुनिएगा 2 मिनट।
ये धमकी है सर।
डिस्कनेक्ट हो गया। धमकी नहीं है, बीच में आप इंटरप्ट करती हैं, जो लाइन लेंथ होती है वो बिगड़ जाती है, बात बोल नहीं पाता आदमी।
चलिए बोलिए,
इसलिए कम से कम 2 मिनट बोलने दीजिएगा। सवाल ये है कि ये बनावटी लोग हैं, ये रंगे सियार हैं, रंगे सियार। योगी शब्द, गोरक्ष पीठ में योगी शब्द ही नहीं था, जोगी था, जोगी। और ये पिछड़े दलित वर्ग की ये पीठ थी। सनातन धर्म के खिलाफ गोरक्ष पीठ की स्थापना हुई। पिछले 75 सालों में क्षत्रिय समाज ने उस पर कब्जा कर लिया, पिछड़े वर्ग को भगा दिया डांट कर। और तब से योगी आदित्यनाथ, इनके गुरुजी, फिर दिग्विजयनाथ, वही दिग्विजयनाथ जो गांधी जी की हत्या में रिवॉल्वर पकड़ी गई थी, वो आज भी गोरखपुर बाल खाने में आज भी जब्त है। तो भगवा पहन लेने से हर आदमी संत नहीं है, भगवा पहन लेने से हर आदमी साधु नहीं है। भगवा पहन ले, आप देखिए ना आसाराम बापू को, आसाराम बापू एक कथावाचक था, जब तक सच्चाई नहीं आई देश उसके पीछे पीछे घूम रहा था, लेकिन एक दिन जब देश के सामने सच्चाई आई तो पिछले एक दशक से वो सलाखों के पीछे है। सवाल ये है कि ये बहरूपिया लोग हैं, ये भगवा की आड़ में ये आतंकवादियों जैसी हरकत करते हैं। चाहे गोरखपुर रहा हो, चाहे उत्तर प्रदेश हो, चाहे देश में हो, बटेंगे तो कटेंगे। अरे भाई सरकार तुम्हारी उत्तर प्रदेश में, सरकार तुम्हारी 11-10.5 वर्षों से देश में, आखिर क्यों ये तुम्हें जरूरत पड़ती है बोलने की? क्यों आप बोलना चाहते हैं? क्यों ऐसा काम आप कर रहे हैं? जब चुनाव होगा ये विकास के मुद्दे पर बात नहीं करेंगे, ये नहीं कहेंगे महंगाई डाइन है, ये एक बार पेट्रोल की प्राइस पर बात नहीं करेंगे, बढ़ते डीजल के दाम पर बात नहीं करेंगे,
आपने मेरे किसी सवाल का जवाब नहीं दिया, किसी भी सवाल का जवाब नहीं दिया। लेकिन सुनिए सर, आप बेशक धमकी देते होंगे, धमकी ना हम लोग देते हैं ना धमकी सुनते हैं सर। आप मुझे बताइए, आपको योगी आदित्यनाथ से दिक्कत है, मैं मानती हूँ, आपके पॉलिटिकल अपोनेंट है, सही बात है, आपको उनसे फाइट करना है, लेकिन ये कहना कि कोई आतंकवादी है। Before I get in Tom and Shantanu into the conversation, I was waiting to get Chandrasekhar Jhaji, but I think we've just lost that line with him. But Chandrasekhar ji, can you hear us, sir?
Yes, loud and clear.
Okay, that's nice. Now, because you represent the Shiv Sena UBT faction, and all of you are partners in crime, you know, pun intended there. So you also believe Hindutvavadi jo log hain, jo mat jate hain, Yogi Adityanath, he's an atanki?
See, Mr. Mallikarjun Kharge did not say anything with regard to Atanki being in Gerua Vastra. He explained it that Batenge to Katenge is a word which is used by an Atanki or a terrorist, not by any person who is holding
Why?
a Gerua
Which terrorist?
Vastra.
Which terrorist have you heard saying ki Batenge to Katenge? Can you tell me, sir? Which terrorist? Can you name one terrorist?
Let me explain. The terrorist does not have any religion, caste or creed.
Okay.
He is a terrorist in crime, and he should be punished like that. So in any way, if you are sitting on a CM chair or a PM's chair, you cannot say these languages, batenge to katenge, ek hai to safe hai. And explaining the circumstances that OBC, SC, ST, Adivasis, they are not within the community, they are already divided. So therefore, he has explained these things, that these kind of calls or these kind of slogans should not be given by any sitting CM or a prime minister like this. And he has explained the circumstances that Gerua was the Dharan people or the society should not be in politics. They should basically be share with the mandir. They should go to the mandir. But wearing a saffron and sitting on a CM chair,
oh, you believe that is wrong?
Showing that the Batenge to Katenge does not give him an authority because he is sitting in a constitutional post.
Okay,
he
nice.
Should not
you know what happens? What happens is when you see a glass as half full or half empty and you do not see the full picture. I know Tom and Shantanu both have been wanting to, you know, just jump into the debate. I'm also waiting for Sanjay Jha to join us. But only for your information, IP Singh Saab और Chandrasekhar Jha जी, आपने सुना होगा एक क्लेरिक है, मुसलमान क्लेरिक है, तौकीर रजा है उनका नाम, तौकीर रजा। उनको उत्तर प्रदेश के असेंबली पोल से पहले कांग्रेस ने 2022 में अपनी पार्टी में उनका वेलकम किया था। तब आपने उनसे सवाल उठाए थे, मुझे नहीं याद है। बंगाल में 2021 में सर फुरफुरा शरीफ के जो हेड क्लेरिक है अब्बास सिद्दीकी, उनसे अलायंस हुआ था, तब आपने ये सवाल उठाए थे। आप रिलीजन और पॉलिटिक्स मिक्स करें तो आप बोलेंगे कि ये तो हमारी मोहब्बत की दुकान है, सबको एक साथ रखेंगे। बट संजय झा, बिकॉज यू आर लेट टू द पार्टी लाइक दे से, यू नो, but Yogi Adityanath and Atankvadi, I mean, what exactly is the Congress thinking? You have Zamir Ahmad who says Kalia Kumaraswamy, and here you have, you know, Yogi Adityanath being called an Atankvadi. You'll have to unmute, Sanjay.
I'm not on mute. Can you
hear
me?
Yes, go on, please. Yes.
Yeah. In Maharashtra, where I live, and I hope you're going to come with the election campaign that is now its last leg, you see it for yourself. this is not the regular state that the BJP believes it can just walk in, polarize, do its communal hype and expect to walk away. This is one of India's industrialized state. It's like a gateway to the world. Investment and entertainment capital. It's multicultural. It's truly a cosmopolitan state, not just Mumbai. Now, for the BJP to try, have you seen their campaign today? I opened the Indian Express, and their campaign is एक रहेंगे तो safe रहेंगे. I mean, I was astonished because Maharashtra, if you read the CSDS survey, the issues, the four primary issues that are bothering the voters of Maharashtra are unemployment. It's got a young, very thriving demography. Inflation, which is like still a very serious issue on food inflation. Corruption, agriculture, investment and development, which are the normal things that people debate on. Mr. Modi and the BJP and Mr. Adityanath are talking about Batenge and Katenge. And my simple question to Tom, who happens to be a dear friend of mine for decades on end, is, for God's sake, Tom, is Narendra Modi publicly accepting that he has failed as a prime minister? He's been there for 10 years plus. He cannot keep the borders safe. He cannot keep the country safe, and he's making a confession that India is divided, which is exactly what the BJP wants to do and has been trying to do. So I think, let's take a deep breath here. I think what Mr. Kharge is saying, that the people within the BJP, whether it's Mr. Adityanath or whoever, I don't want to comment on the exact words used, are using very provocative language to divide society at a time when the issues should be more development, social and economic.
You know, I would have agreed, Sanjay, with everything that you have said, and I'll let Tom now jump into the conversation before Shantanu does that. But the point is, had Mallikarjun Kharge not called Yogi Adityanath an Atanki, he would have not said कि वो जो गेरुआ वस्त्र पहनते हैं उसके बाद राजनीति करते हैं, मुख्यमंत्री बनते हैं, ये सही बातें नहीं है. So one would have accepted that, see, Congress is really serious about saving democracy, you know, in your language. But the point is that you vilify Sanatan, you bat for the Muslim quota, then there is no problem. But the problem is a Yogi Adityanath. So Tom, at the heart of this, you know, I think ever since August the 26th, and I remember this date because that is when that Bangladesh issue came up to focus, right since Yogi Adityanath had said, Batenge to Katenge, has it now just spooked the opposition?
Well, Deepti, I've heard them all patiently, and I hope there wouldn't be any interventions in what I'm saying. I would address my friend Sanjay to make him understand this concept of philosopher king came not today or yesterday or day after. Plato, in his book Republic Dialogue, has mentioned the ideal ruler would be somebody, the philosopher, who knows society, who has no baggage to carry, unlike your Kharge Sahab. He carries so much of land, real estate, and what have you. So he comes out that you should wear white clothes and all your sins are covered. Sanjay, you put your hand on your heart and tell me how much of money has Mr. Kharge made and his family has made. They own half of Bangalore. And this man is coming and preaching out to who? To a man who has made some sacrifice to a family. And he is looking after the state. And you call him a terrorist? I mean, the point here is, give it a break. The concept of divide and rule came from whom? British India. And that British India spectacles is used by your dynasty, Rahul Gandhi, divide. And he is using the same British concept. Where he gets and what, I don't know. But yes, there's a trail of a British colonial pattern he's following. Divide India. Whether it is stolen or manufactured at his residence by some of the leftists, I don't know. But Sanjay, you have a choice now. Before the things, I think a wise person like should declare yourself independent. And that's the ideal situation, because you're going to you're supporting
a group which is absolutely anti-India. Let's understand this, Sanjay. You're a dear friend, and please treat us as an advice.
Okay, like nice banter happening between two good old friends, huh? Tom and Sanjay there. But Shantanu, because you have written, you've documented so much on Yogi Adityanath, I want to understand from you that what is it about Yogi that gets the goat of the entire opposition? मतलब एक वॉर क्राई, एक लाइन बोलते हैं, बटेंगे तो कटेंगे, ये 3 शब्द ने पूरे ऑपोजिशन को हैरान, परेशान और पता नहीं क्या-क्या कर रखा है शांतनु. How come?
I'm saying, I'm sure Mr. Kharge must be knowing the life history of Yogi Adityanath, but let me, along with him, educate many others. Yogi Adityanath is a 5-time member of parliament, right? He took sannyas at the age of 22, traveling 800 kilometers from Uttarakhand to Gorakhpur, right? He left his host parivar. In Indian sannyas dharma, you do your own pindadan. You do the pindadan of all your relationships. And then you come to Gorakhnath Mutt. He became the heir elect, right? In 98 he won election, in 99 he won election, 2004, 2009, 2014 he won when BJP was not doing good in 2004 and 2009. He won his election in exponential margins, right? By public support. He won 2017, 2022. He is being a chief minister. This is the first time in many decades that a sitting chief minister is again got elected in UP, which is almost the 5th or 6th largest country in the world as per population, right? So this is Yogi Adityanath for you, right? So how he, with this kind of CV, and after doing all of this, Deepti, he's only 53, 54. So how such a strong CV will not be dreadful for opposition? Now, batenge to katenge. Why? I'm sure even I was wondering why one war cry, why one slogan can rattle someone so much. See, why it's rattling so much? Because Yogi Adityanath is giving a new grammar, a new lexicon to the age-old saying from Veer Savarkar to Tilak to Hedgewar that Hindus should come and be united, right? And it is antithesis of the Congress formula. Congress का formula क्या है? मुसलमानों को एक साथ रखो, थोड़ा डराओ, हिंदू आ रहा है, उनको बार्गेन करते रहो उनके साथ ना, वोट बार्गेन, उनको वक्फ एक्ट दे दो, प्लेसेस ऑफ वर्शिप एक्ट दे दो, उनको शाहबानो केस दे दो, उनके साथ वोट बार्गेन करते रहो, राइट? उनके मुल्ला मौलवीज के साथ. एंड हिंदूज को बोलो, एंड टेल हिंदूज, नो, यू आर नॉट हिंदूज, यू आर ब्राह्मण, क्षत्रिय, राइट? So this formula is destroyed by this Nara. The basic formula, keep the Muslims intact, bargain vote with them, divide Hindus. This formula got rattled. That's why they also, oh my God, ये तो formula ही खराब हो गया. We can't ask vote for nal pani सड़क, हमने तो कुछ बनाया नहीं है, right? So we can't show our kotis, big bungalows. We can't show the journalists which we made so big, right? Who have houses in Lieutenant Delhi. क्या करेंगे हम लोग? वो सब तो YouTuber बन गए सारे. All my journalist friends have become YouTubers, right? So what Congress will do? The formula ही खराब कर दिया योगी ने. That's why. And now there are various versions of that formula. अभी एक रहेंगे, safe रहेंगे. Everyone is saying a new lexicon. I was in an event in Jaipur, and 2 things got sold out. My book on Yogi Adityanath and a T-shirt called "Batenge to Katenge."
I've seen people wearing that T-shirt. Yes. So I'm just wondering whether the Congress is more scared or the SP is more scared. Singh साहब इतना टेंशन क्यों लेते हैं सर? एक चुनाव ही तो है. अगर आप हार जाएंगे कुछ बायपोल तो क्या फर्क पड़ेगा? देखिए देश के बारे में भी तो सोचिए ना. अब आप सबको हिंदू मुसलमान में डिवाइड कर देंगे, और जिस तरह शांतनु ने कहा कि आप भी तो बात करिए ना, कंस्ट्रक्टिव बातें आप भी करिए. आप कहेंगे माफिया लगता है, उनके कपड़े देखिए, आतंकी बुलाएंगे, तो आपको कौन वोट देगा सर?
देखिए, नाथ संप्रदाय जो है सनातन धर्म से बिल्कुल अलग है. 1995 में पहली बार मां जानकी, भगवान राम और लक्ष्मण जी की प्रतिमा उस मठ में स्थापित की गई. एक सनातनी होता है, वो शिखा रखता है, ये देखा होगा, ये सपा चट रहते हैं. एक सनातनी जो होता है वो जनेऊ धारण करता है, वो लंगोट धारण करता है, ये गमछा पहनते हैं.
नहीं, आप क्या कहना चाह रहे हैं? किसकी क्या इशारा कर रहे हैं? सनातन, खुल के बोलिए ना सिंह साहब, खुल के बोलिए.
कहना ये चाह रहा, सुन लीजिए भाई, आप बोलने दीजिए. नाथ संप्रदाय में योगी शब्द नहीं था. आपको राजनीति करनी थी. आप उत्तराखंड से आकर उत्तर प्रदेश में मुख्यमंत्री बन गए. उत्तराखंड उत्तर प्रदेश का आपने बंटवारा कर दिया, बिहार का आपने बंटवारा कर दिया. आप जो 562 रियासतें थी, अगर बीजेपी रह गई, योगी आदित्यनाथ मोदी जी की सरकार रह गई, तो इस देश के 562 टुकड़े कर देंगे ये.
अरे अभी
क्योंकि
भी आप
ये
फिर
देश
सर
को
यही
बांटने में
टेलीविजन
इनको
पर
विश्वास
आकर
है।
इतना भ्रम फैलाएंगे
सरकार
सर,
आपके
कभी
डर
कभी
किस बात
नहीं,
का? आप
एक इंग्लिश में
इस
शब्द
तरह
होता है
की
फेक
भाषा
न्यूज।
क्यों
संजय,
बोलते हैं?
संजय, you want to help your good friend in the SP IP Singh साहब, because saffron terror was a hoax and again ये सब बढ़ जाएगा, सब लोग खत्म हो जाएंगे, डेमोक्रेसी खतरे में है। संजय, that is also a hoax, no?
Well, I want to tell you one thing, Deepti. As of now, Pragya Singh Thakur is still under investigation and the trial is not yet over. So let's not try and, make any blanket generalizations. But I will expose to you Mr. Shantanu Gupta and Tom's very deceptive and disingenuous attempt to try and change the narrative. And I will quote the Supreme Court's Chief Justice, Dr. Chandrachud. What did he say? And this is about the Adityanath government in Uttar Pradesh. Justice through bulldozers is unknown to any civilized system of jurisprudence. Citizens' voices cannot be throttled by a threat of destroying their properties and homesteads. The ultimate security, which is a human being, which they possess, is their homestead. The law does not undoubtedly allow anyone to have unlawful
But Sanjay, even that does not warrant anyone calling the Uttar Pradesh Chief Minister an Athankawadi. And only because you're quoting the courts, if you remember, on the Malegaon blast case, as the case was being heard, and Shantanu and Tom would agree that the Hindu bogey thing has been raised by the courts also. The courts have also said that, there is this larger hoax being raised about. I'll just give Tom the last word before we close this conversation. Tom, what is the biggest problem right now? Where do you see this narrative going?
This narrative is an attempt to try and win these elections. And this narrative will last only till the last day. When the results are out, all this campaign about terrorism, terrorists and all that will end. And this will end with the cows coming home. We don't take them seriously because let me be very candid. Here Sanjay talked about the Chief Justice's issue. But let me also remind Sanjay, the Waqf Board has right to take any property under the sun. No judicial review. So what are you talking about?
All right, I think this is just the beginning of a very exciting, fascinating election season. We look forward to meeting all of you again, gentlemen. Thank you so much for your time. We head into a break. On the other side, back with more.